Alright guys, I figured I would show you a project I'm working on. I'm going to call this one my crash test dummy. This is a old Spanish Gustav or Gasula Brothers Spain. Basically this is a cheap knockoff version of the old Smith & Wesson Victory pistols. These were made in Spain as a direct copy of the Smith & Wesson Victory pistol, which later on the Victory ended up becoming, when they labeled them as model numbers, become the K-frame. And I got a couple of K-frame revolver videos, projects I'm going to work on. One of them's going to be changing barrels out, and I want to be able to work on sights and different things. So I figured this one, being an old frame, took all the parts out of it, left the yoke in it. You can see somebody has brazed this frame together right here and right here. So it tells me at some point this gun had a cracked frame. You could tell they didn't do a very good job at it, because if you can see, it doesn't even meet up right here on the where the cylinder crane and yoke would close. It has a pretty good gap right here. So I knew this gun was not going to be in the least bit acceptable to ever put in shooting condition again, which I don't know what they did to this gun, because it is a 32 Winchester long, if you see that, which is a very low powered cartridge anyways. But anyways, it's not what the video is about. We're going to use this as our crash test dummy, our test subject, because like I said, I want to be able to do some adjustments and change some stuff out on some different pistols, stuff that's kind of, you know, new territory for me, and I want to learn the process. So basically, first thing we're going to do, we strip this gun completely apart, and I want to be able to take the barrel out. And it had a pin in the barrel. It was a pin barrel, and I tried to drive this pin out multiple times. Ended up bending several punches, and it just was not coming out. So I had to put that on the drill press and actually drill that pin out. And I wanted to be able to, like I said, take the barrel out, but when you're setting barrels and taking up, you don't want to damage whatever you're working on. So I looked online, and I was going to buy some various different tools. I think an action wrench costs between $100 to $150, and the blocks for the inserts for different pistols cost about, you know, 40 to 60 bucks, depends on where you get them. And then you'd have to have a barrel vise. So I watched a couple other videos on YouTube, and it's not my original idea. I've seen a couple other videos and kind of combined different stuff together and come up with my own idea. Basically what I did was I took a piece of pine stock and just cut it in half and made me some blocks. And then I took the blocks and set them down. I have this little transfer tool that I use for laying out different things. You can just pretty much put it over the top of a existing piece and kind of get the basic outline. And I just put that on the block. Did the same on the other side. Laid it out, and then with different cut it out with a scroll saw, and then, you know, dressed it up where I needed to be. And I think I have what'll work now. with these two-piece blocks. They should go around the frame. If for some reason they won't be tight enough, I can always go in here and bed this with epoxy. But what we've got so far, it's hard to get in focus around the frame, around the camera. But basically this will give me a means to hold the frame in like so. It'll give me rotation of the frame itself. And I also laid out some bench blocks that I'm going to use on my vise, which basically all I did was trace the outline of these and then just cut them out with a Dremel. I'll insert some pictures, show you how I did this. I think once we cut the other side, that'll be pretty good. But basically, these blocks will fit on here like so. That'll support the barrel. It's gonna be a little bit easier on this one because it has a front sight and it has the underlug where the center pin locks in. So basically I just cut a block for each side that I can put together and sandwich that in between and put that in a vise, and I should be able to put these around the frame and then turn the frame out of the barrel with this being held into the vise like so. I should be able to turn this frame out of the barrel. But like I said, I did not have a frame wrench and I was not gonna buy one, so basically what my idea is I bought this 4-foot stick of angle. I measured it off to where I could put the blocks in like so, and just have me a couple of bolts on each side, and I'll cut my angle off here and then take this, bring it around, lay it out, and cut off the other end where I can bolt these together, basically putting the frame in here, sandwiching it together, and then putting the two pieces of angle together and tightening up my bolts. And that should give me a working action wrench. We'll see. Next process, I'm going to cut the bolt, cut the angle off, and then we'll go from there, see how it works. Worst case scenario, I end up having to buy a frame wrench. Best case scenario, I'm able to take a barrel out. I am going to be building a couple of revolvers where I have to actually put the barrel in, so that'll be something new for me. And also with this crash test dummy test subject, it'll also give me something to work on taking. I want to be able to desolder and solder, because I'm pretty sure that this part is soldered in and this part may be soldered in. I'm not sure, but we'll find out. But if you look at the real clean lines around the edge of this sight, it looks to me like it's soldered in, as well as the underlug bolt lock. extractor lock. There's a plunger and stuff that goes in here, and also it'll give me a barrel. Before I ever take this off and desolder it, I'm going to work on using this to learn how to cut dovetails. So it's going to be a cool little project, you know, big learning curve, and definitely don't want to use brand new pieces for this. So we're going to use a crash test dummy. I'll let you know how it goes.